Brittani, hello. Thank you for coming on The Nobodies.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
This is a somebody session. I think I told you that. We're doing this now. We're in our second season, so we're doing these somebody sessions, and you are our somebody of the week.
I love that. I mean, I feel so flattered that somebody thinks I'm a somebody. So thanks, guys.
Well, you are in our eyes. Well, so we have an all Nebraska panel tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes, Annie's from Nebraska.
Yeah. I'm a West Side Warrior.
Oh, nice. Do you know Lindsay by chance?
Lindsay Peterson?
Yes.
Yeah. I knew her younger brother in high school.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But did you meet Lindsay through me? Am I the connector?
Who? Me and Lindsay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but relax.
Okay. All right. Fine. But Brittani, you like spent your childhood in Nebraska, but you weren't born there, were you? Or were you born in Ohio?
No, I was born in Iowa, but we moved when I was in second grade. So basically, yeah.
You've always lived there.
Yeah.
We've talked about Nebraska a lot on our podcast, like the stuff that we like, football and family values, and what we don't like, which is the politics. But what do that's true.
I know. Omaha showed out this time.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you love about Nebraska, Brittani?
Well, my parents are no longer there. So we grew up with just me, my mom and dad and brother in Nebraska, no other family there. So just my friends, basically. My parents are no longer there. They moved to Lake of the Ozarks, actually. So did I lose you guys?
Nope.
No, Bryce is messing with the screen.
I'm trying to be cool. You guys, we're doing this on StreamYard just because you can't see us, but we're doing this on StreamYard. So I'm trying to make Brittani I'm trying to put you full screen. So
no, don't put me full screen.
There's honestly nothing worse than being forced into full screen mode when you're not in control of it.
Absolutely. Don't do that.
Sorry, keep going.
I miss my friends. I love the people. I love the people for the most part. I think growing up there and then leaving there, you kind of realize that everyone's a little, not everyone, but a lot of people are a little bit fake nice, if that makes sense to you guys. Like everyone will be like, open your door, but then like I'll go home when my parents were still there for Christmas, and like my mom's friends would be over there, be talking shit about like everybody, and I'm like, okay, all right.
It's very like small town in that way.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it was nice growing up there and like being able to go outside. I literally had a friend whose dad, we all lived in the same neighborhood or like within a mile of each other, whose dad would whistle for him to come home when we were outside, which is crazy. I mean, I'm sure parents don't do that now because it's just, a totally different time. But
they could use a cell phone or something.
Yeah, they would text their kid and be like, yo,
Alexa, tell them to come home.
Yeah. It would be some acronym for get your ass home right now.
Yeah. Well, so when did you move out to LA? Because you went to Nebraska. We all went to Nebraska, the University of Nebraska too. So, and then did you move right after, or did you?
Yeah. So like 10 days after graduation, I was on the 5-year and a summer plan though. So, so I was a little bit delayed in my graduating, but I moved out. So my brother had already been out here for, I think like 7 years at the time, and we had come to visit as a family, and I was like, oh, I'm doing that. So and so I already had kind of connections here, and so
that's great. Well, we asked you on here, I mean, not just but to talk to you, but specifically you've had some of the most insane dating stories I've ever heard, and I want you to fill in, Annie, and our listeners, because they're so funny, but because dating in LA is like being in a Shark Tank that's also on fire. So I just figure I've talked about dating, but I mean, I'm so bad at it that it's not even worth talking about. But I've had my share of horror stories. But
Don't do things like that. Don't do things like that.
Okay, but so I want to know. I want to know, like, what's it like out there for an eligible bachelorette like yourself in LA, dating in LA?
It's awful. No, I'm also realizing that this wine makes my mouth like bright purple. So
That's okay.
Okay.
90% of people just hear this. They don't
Yeah,
watch the video.
no one,
so
no
you're
one,
good.
is, no one is watching.
Yeah, you're fine.
What is it like out there? Fuck, it's. I mean, I've been single literally for the past decade, so it's been awful. It's not good. It's very bad.
Well, what are some of like what are like, you know, what are guys like? What is the difference between, like, say, guys in Nebraska or the Midwest as opposed to here? Like why do you think it's so hard to date here?
Well, I think in Nebraska, everyone just settles down super young, and that, like, you're like looking for someone to get married to like at 21 or younger. Whereas here, people are worried about their careers and like. I think that's a good thing, but I think it also like contributes to everyone's just like fucking around and not really wanting to, you know, commit to anything, which is totally fine. I mean, I've been single for the past 10 years, and that's not because like I haven't dated anybody that I could have, you know, settled for, but but no. So it's also like interesting. I mean, so I moved out here right after school. Like I said, my brother had been here for 7 years prior, and he's an actor and a comedian. Bryce, I know you know this. His name's Adam Devine. Him and his friends.
He's from Workaholics and the Pitch Perfect movies.
Yep.
You guys are listening.
Yeah. So
he's what we would call on this podcast somebody.
That's why whenever I'm like, oh, I'm a somebody.
You are absolutely somebody for totally different reasons. But
yeah, well, I like being a somebody in my own right, but it's also nice to, like, you know, I can't say that I hate nepotism because it's gotten me quite a few jobs and internships and things here. But my work ethic, I think, you know,
definitely.
No, when I first moved out here, I started dating this dude, and I was like just so in love with him. And like our first like real date that we went on, he was like, hey, so, you know, I'm moving to Prague in 6 months, but like I want to have fun while like I'm here, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'm not gonna fall in love with you. Flash forward to 6 months later, I'm like, he's leaving, and I'm just like heartbroken, and he basically like wants nothing to do with me. So anyways, I'm on Facebook one night, and I had just gotten done working on season 1 of Workaholics, so I was blasting season 1, like, watch the show, what Mondays at whatever day it was. And this person messages me, and it's right when Facebook started doing the like suggesting friends for you, basically your other friend. But I had one other friend in common with this dude, and so I was like, okay, you know, like weird thing for Facebook to do, suggest someone that I have one person in common with. But he messaged me and was like, hey, and I was, granted, like just devastated that this other dude who moved to Prague wanted nothing to do with me. So sitting there like probably stalking his profile and like all the girls he's hanging out with, and God, messaged me. It's like, hey, Facebook suggested that we be friends, but I never do this, but like I've had a couple glasses of wine and I think you're beautiful, blah blah blah. Would you like to go out with me? So I'm just like, anybody who likes me, I will go out with you. And so I agreed to meet up with him. I'm working at a restaurant at the time. This is in like 2011, or maybe 2011, 12. But go to the restaurant that I'm working at the time, because I'm like, if this guy's a fucking psychopath, then at least like I have my friends there to help me out or whatever. So we're going through all of the first date motions, and he's like, oh, do you have any siblings? And by this time we're friends on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, my brother is an actor and comedian here. I just got done working on a show. Like, assuming that he would have looked at my profile and DMing me because Facebook suggested that we be friends. Oh, okay. So he's like, oh no, I didn't see that. Oh, that's cool. Blah, blah, whatever. And so I'm like, oh, that's cool. He doesn't know who my brother is. Like, and I had definitely run into like other situations where people were like, I could tell that there was like different motives for wanting to, get to know me or whatever, which I would immediately be like, go fuck yourself. But this guy. So anyways, I'm like, cool. Like he doesn't know. And all the while, like he's very feminine. And I'm just like, okay, like this is probably 2011 because I moved here at the end of 2010 and started dating that other guy. But I was like, this isn't Nebraska anymore. People are metro, like, like give him a fucking chance. Like, don't be so judgy. But he's just like, his mannerisms were just like kind of feminine, and I don't know. Anyways, we go to another bar, and he is sitting at the table across from me. He's like, I need to tell you something. And I was like, oh God, like, you're going to tell me he has or something because
the clap.
I'm like, okay. He's like, actually, I do know who your brother is. And I found you through his profile. And I just think you're really cool. So I needed to tell you and blah, blah, blah. I was so still sad about fucking turd prog boy that I was like, oh, at least he told me, that I agreed. Like the date ended up like ending shortly thereafter and nothing like happened or whatever, but I agreed to meet up with him later at his house. I go to
Brittany.
his house. A week later, I go to his home in Redondo fucking Beach, which I'm in Santa Monica, not a short drive. And I get into his apartment, and there's like techno, like do at like 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon, and he is just like sweating. I'm like, please, definitely on drugs or something. And I sat down on his couch, and he's like, "Oh, sit down. I'll make you a drink." I'm like, "Oh fuck, okay." He sat down and comes over and gives me the drink, and then gets on top of me and starts giving me a lap dance and whispers, "Would your brother like this?"
Oh, no.
So I would say the better thing about dudes from Nebraska is that never happened to me there, where it has happened to me.
What did you say? Like, what was there even to say about that?
I was just immediately like sick to my stomach. I think I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, and then stayed in the bathroom for like 20 minutes, probably like in hopes that he would think that I was like shitting myself. And then I like walked outside and was like, I'm not feeling well. I need to go home. Like faked sick and like, yeah.
Oh my God.
That is what dating is like. That's the worst story, actually, that there's ever been.
I am like completely speechless. I'm like, oh, that guy, first of all, is lucky to be alive.
Oh my God. He's so weird. He'll still hit me up. I've like changed Facebook, so I'll still like log into my old one from like forever ago. I'll still have messages from him like, hey, it's been a while. How you doing? I'm like, I'm not. This is a decade ago. I'm not talking to you.
How are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
that is wild.
I can't, I mean, there's so many things. Like, I mean, why would you, why is he, as a man who's apparently straight, asking if another man likes this? 1, 2, why would he think that you would know what your brother's sexual desires are? Like, what is happening?
Oh, Adam would have definitely liked it. I told him that story. He thought it was fucking hilarious. I was like, I never thought that I would have to be competing for dudes with my brother.
Oh my God.
Who isn't into dudes? Who is a straight man?
Oh yeah, he likes women. He has a woman fiance who's very beautiful.
It's like, how would you ever think that you would have to compete with?
That is insanity.
Yeah. So,
have you been dating during the pandemic?
I've gone on a few dates, but not recently. Like, I'm a spaz and I've been getting COVID tests weekly because I've been hanging out with friends. So, like, I was staggering my dates to be like, okay, I took a COVID test on this date, so like I can hang out with this guy, and now I have to wait 4 days at least to take another test to hang out with this guy. Like, this is too much. Like, not worth it. Yeah. But
Has it been weird? Has it been weird? Like, because I mean, I've gone on some dates during the pandemic too, and it is like, I mean, it's so strange. You don't know what to do. Like, do you kiss them? Do you I mean, like Annie has given me advice. She said, you don't kiss them, but you can have sex. You can have sex with them, but just don't kiss them.
You're welcome. Honestly, I actually did give that as advice.
Because I just find it very odd. Like I went on a date and we went to a drive-in movie theater. This was a disaster on so many levels, but one being that there was like nothing to do. And it was actually her suggestion that she said, hey, let's go to a drive-in movie. Well, at the time, my car, I didn't have like a radio or stereo or anything. Like it wasn't working. Like my entertainment system in my car wasn't working. Well, we get to the drive-in and the only way that you can hear this movie is through the FM radio, which I don't have. So I am like sweating the whole time this movie. We were watching this awful Russell Crowe movie called Unhinged, which is probably what I've looked like in the car next to this girl. And I'm like, I didn't know what to do. Like it was so bad. And I don't know if that's because, I mean, obviously it's because of the pandemic, because we could be doing something other than that, but God, it's weird. It's just
that
very
girl
strange.
also, though, that girl sucked.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in that situation with a dude, I'd be like, why don't we like go get a bottle of wine and drink it in your car?
Yeah, that's true. And
Or
to her,
skip the classy wine and just go get a bottle of vodka. Old school style.
Yeah.
but I mean, to her credit, she wasn't upset or anything. Like it wasn't her. I was just, of course, the freak, which is in every situation, in every dating situation. This is what happens. So I just
I think if you're a normal freak dater, then the pandemic is just like you just gotta sit out.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything like, speaking of the pandemic? Do you guys have any like things that Annie and I haven't talked about this, so I want to hear what you have to say too. But do you guys have you picked up any weird habits or like hobbies or anything like in the pandemic that you're like, that's weird? Why am I doing that? Like I have some. Is that shocking to anyone? Well, so I can go first, or you go ahead. Amy.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm thinking about it.
Well, I just realized that like I don't flush my toilet. Like I use the rule like if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. But like sometimes I'll go into my bathroom and I'm like, I didn't flush the toilet like 4 times since I've been to the bathroom. Like what the fuck is wrong?
That's a guy thing.
But it is it?
Yes.
Toilet paper, so what? I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have to sit down. You know, it's a whole process. I get that. But I just was like, this didn't. I feel like before when I wasn't working from home all the time and I wasn't doing. I was being cleanly and like flushing. So
I bet you weren't, but you just weren't using your bathroom as frequently, so you didn't like notice it. This is not a new habit.
It wasn't just like
a realization.
I just was thinking about things. I mean, it's so weird. The other thing that I feel like that I've said a couple of times, at least to people that I've spoken to outside of my home, is that I forget how to talk. Like I'll go somewhere and I'll be in like a social situation and I'm like, how do I have a conversation? Like it just doesn't, because I'm just sitting talking to myself all day or like on a Zoom call and I feel like I'm losing my touch.
Yeah.
Or if I ever had a touch, let's just put it that way.
Well, and even if you were trying to make like small talk with somebody like while you're out, if I was out and someone was like, how's your day going? Or like whatever, I'd be like, please don't open your mouth and talk to me without a phone 6 feet away. Like,
You have been, Brittany, you have been really good about this pandemic. Like you've been you've been seeing your friends and stuff, but safely, but you've been getting COVID tested. You've been like very vigilant about it. Has that been hard?
I mean, it's only hard now because my parents are coming on Friday. So the reason why I was getting tested is because none of my friends were, and I was like, well, if you did it, then then other people are seeing like old people or compromised.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just seeing my young friends because all my family who are old are in the Midwest. But now my parents are coming on Friday, and I'm like, gotta get tested on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna get tested again on Thursday. And like, that is my weird pandemic thing. I'm a fucking psycho. Like, they came out with some graph of how contagious is the virus in like your neighborhood, and I've just been like glued to it. So yeah,
I feel like you guys probably match each other's energy on the pandemic level.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, probably.
Like Bryce is pretty crazy about it too.
Well, I think that I've actually already had it, but I am just concerned because like I just went home to Nebraska. My grandma passed away, and so I had to go home, and it wasn't part of my plan. Like Annie and I went to Cleveland. We went on I was on planes and everything, and I was just like, it was never my plan. So I was a real freak then. But I also I'm nervous. I'm not nervous to get it necessarily because I think I would be okay. But I don't want to be like, I have stupid reasons. Like I don't want it to affect my workout schedule or affect my eating or affect dumb things. Like not the actual like art. I want to stay alive, which is what most people should think.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't want to.
Not.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I had it.
Yeah, Annie had it.
Like today is actually my first day resuming normal activities from my isolation.
Oh shit! How was it?
I worked out the whole time.
Okay.
I had like no symptoms. I was tired, but I live with my boyfriend, and which is why I don't have any dating stories because we've been together for almost a decade. But he did get kind of sick for a couple of days, but then he recovered really well too. So I think it's just a weird virus in the sense that it like affects everyone so differently. And I'm glad that I had a mild case and now I have the antibodies and I'm still masking up and being careful for everyone else's sake, but it is almost kind of like a weight lifted off my shoulders now that I've had it.
For sure.
I would like to get the antibody test. I'm actually surprised I haven't done that yet. Does it cost money? I haven't done it yet.
You've done every other test.
Yeah. No, it is such a weird. Like my parents had a scare because my family had a family gathering in Missouri, and my little cousin ended up like waking up the next day with no sense of smell or taste. But then every family member who was at the get together tested like within probably it might have been like too short of a time frame, but it all came back negative. I'm like, I know my family, they were like swapping gum, like I mean maybe not that, but they were like all up in each other's germs. So, but not weirdly, if not just eating after each other is what I mean.
Speaking of your family, we have to talk about your parents, like you said, recently moved to Lake of the Ozarks, and your parents have your mom has gotten really into all of the lake signs. Like, what are some examples of the signs that she has in the house? Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
She's really become a lake person.
She loves a Hobby Lobby sign section. That is like Penny Devine's dream. I don't know. I think we went through last time my brother and I were there and counted like all of the signs, and there was over 100 signs, not just all lake, but like welcome to this home where we laugh and love and fight. Yeah, like a sign that's like a scroll, like chiseled in wood.
I love your mom. Your mom is both your parents are so fun and funny.
Yeah, they're the best. But
they're like, but your brother was doing like Adam was posting all of them on his story. He's like, I can't believe there are this many signs in this house.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't even think there's a sign out there that I could get her for Christmas.
Oh my God.
I found one that she doesn't have. That would be
Well, before we move on from dating, I do want to go back to this real quick. Like, so do you is there any advice or do's and don'ts? And Annie, please chime in too. If there's anything that you would say, you're on all the, I'm presumably on all of the dating websites. I am as well. Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, whatever. All those. Is there anything that any advice that you could give some guys, some do's and don'ts, please?
Oh, advice for guys? Okay, cool. I thought like advice to like make a successful like situation.
Oh, I mean, you could do that too. Whatever you want to do. Whatever.
Um, I guess my biggest advice. I mean, and I'm definitely like I do this all the time. Like I'll just swipe and match people and then never talk to them because it's like a fun thing to do in the moment. But it's like I'm actually going to my parents' house for a month to spend Christmas there after Thanksgiving. So it's like I'm not gonna be talking to these people for a month without meeting up. Like, what am I doing? So I guess like don't be an asshole and like if you're gonna match with somebody, like really have it. Don't just have it be a numbers game type of thing. So hypocritical because I do it all the time. But that's what I'm
Well, Annie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And also, if you're a guy, don't ever give a girl a lap dance and ask if they're.
Yeah. Advice number one.
Yeah, like that should be a no-brainer, but I think you actually do have to say it to people.
Yeah, don't.
That is so crazy.
Well, Annie turned me on to this Instagram account called Tinder Nightmares. Brittany, I'll send these to you. It is. I was the other night. She sent me one, and I was like crying, laughing. They were like, for example, I just pulled up one of them. This is what someone said to someone else. You kind of look like my dead brother. He died last year. Got ran over by a tractor. That was sad. Such a sad day. But what's your snap, winky face?
Oh my!
Here's one more. Hey, and then next one. It must have been a later time. Hey, fatso, you're not responding, and I hate drama. Did you just want to fuck each other's brains out and see where it goes? Just curious.
Oh my God! Psycho.
These are so funny. Like, I mean, I was seriously like, Annie, where did you even find this account? It's hysterical.
I have been following this account since Instagram came out.
Oh,
that's why I
God.
said I was so surprised that you weren't following them already.
It's honestly
it's
so
gold.
funny. It is
Yeah,
so
it's
like
so
they're
good.
so funny. Well, that's good. That's good advice. But so Brittany, you had an amazing blog called Quarter Life Clones, which detailed a lot of your dating experiences. And I just wanted to know if there was anybody that like ever called you out on like, because you were pretty open about your dating experiences on there, right? And did anyone ever call you out for them?
No, because I didn't.
You never said who they were or anything.
Yeah,
but.
I never mentioned anyone's names. I think one time I like mentioned that I wrote a blog on a date, and the guy was like, "What's it about?" And I was like, "Duh!" Like I can tell you about all my shitty like dating experiences because you're gonna probably be on it. But I think, and then he kind of got like, "Oh, like, are you just going out on dates to get content for or material for your blog?" I'm like, kinda. Yeah, kind of. No, I don't think anyone really ever called me out.
When are you going to start the blog again?
I don't know.
It was so good. It was so funny. Like
Would you like ever write a book about these experiences?
I love writing, and like that's so nice of you for saying that, Bryce. Like that like makes me so happy because when I would like write blog posts and people would be like, "Oh, that was so funny," or "haha," like I would just be like,
what's nice, your feedback.
Yeah, but like when it becomes a job, it's just like I would put so much pressure on myself to be like, "This sucks. This isn't funny." Like and then like trying to like heighten the date. I'm like, this isn't even like truth like anymore. So no, I think maybe a blog, like random blog post here and there, something really good comes up again. Hopefully nothing like that date, but I don't know. Unless someone else wanted to collab and had some great stories as well. But
yeah, let's write a show. If you guys are hearing that jingle, it's because both Annie and Brittany have dogs.
Oh,
you're both dog moms.
Carter's been barking this whole time. Have you heard him?
No, but I hear it. But I wanted to ask you, Brittany, when and why did you decide to get Carlos? Because that's your dog's name. And what kind of dog is he?
He is. Come on up here. He is
He's so good.
the Cavapoo Cavalier King Charles poodle mix. I got him. So I lived in San Francisco for like 3 years before moving back down to LA about a year ago. And I was just like, I'm fucking lonely and I want a dog. And luckily my job like allowed me to work from home a lot. So I didn't have to do too much of like the doggy daycare, doggy like walking situation. So yeah, like my personality is very much like, oh, I think I'm gonna do this, and then I'll like look it up or like make an attempt, and then it will be like, oh, this is a possibility, and then I won't think any more about it besides like I want to do it, and then I do it, and then I find myself in the situation, and it's like most of the time it's turned out great. There are other times where I'm like, oh shit, why didn't I think this one through a little bit more? But no, he was a good choice.
Oh, that's great. Well, Annie, do you feel like you have this immense pressure out there being a dog mom in LA? Because I feel like dogs are like treated better than humans in the like here. They have like spas for dogs and like they eat really well. And do you ever
I don't feel immense pressure because I'm naturally like that towards Carter. Like I treat him better than I treat most humans, and that will never change. And I sure as hell like him more than I like 99% of humans. So, yeah, no, I don't feel pressure, but it is kind of crazy the things that I also don't like participate in a lot of that stuff. I mean,
yeah,
he is the most spoiled dog ever. He doesn't need to be going to like a spa.
That's true. But
Carter,
is there such thing as like being dog mom shamed? Is that like a thing? Like I feel like in LA.
I buy Carlos Purina. And like I've had a friend be like basically like, ugh. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, well, like the vet said that this was good, and I was feeding him like whatever before, but this is like literally hundreds of dollars less expensive than the other food. So
what do they want you to like?
I don't know. I feel like it's the equivalent if like a mom was like, I only feed my child like, well, no, it's not the equivalent because McDonald's would be like, I only feed my child McDonald's, and it'd be like, you're a fucking shitty parent. Your child is going to die of a heart attack.
It's like parents that only like do organic, self-made baby food.
Yes.
Versus the ones that'll just like buy fucking what's that?
Gerber.
What's the brand of baby food?
Gerber.
Thank you.
Gerber.
Yes.
Yeah, just like I actually just squeezed the grapes with my feet for this wine. Actually, that's what happened.
Oh yeah.
You honestly should have just like drank straight from the bottle. That pour was so heavy.
I actually could have. It was like the end of the bottle. So I'm not going to save it. I can't just. I'm not a quitter. So no. I gotta just.
If you have a glass and a half, you're just.
So wait. So Brittany, but you just got a Peloton. You didn't.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let Annie fangirl. We were talking about this before you got on. So Annie, go ahead. I want to hear your spiel.
No, I'm just obsessed with my Peloton, and so I'm going to get your username and I'm gonna ride with you.
Yes. Okay, username, because I was asking people for their screen names and people were like, what?
ASL.
Yeah.
I kind of like that better. When did you get it?
I got it on Monday, actually. So it's the worst timing. I mean, it was like a 3-month wait list to get this thing. And then I actually decided that I'm moving. If you can see my, there's the Peloton, but then like, here's all my moving boxes and shit.
No.
Yeah. So I'm moving. So I'm literally got this Peloton to put it in storage for like 4 months because I'm going to go to my parents' house for a month and then squat at my brother's house for a few with my friend from Nebraska.
Michelle?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Michelle, our friend Michelle. Jetter, shout out.
Hey, Michelle.
I know. Well, it's funny. We've become kind of a Peloton podcast a little bit. They should really be paying Annie. I will say that they should.
Yeah, they should.
Who's your favorite instructor?
Alex.
Okay, I'm a Tunde girl.
I love her too, and I love Cody.
Oh, I've never even heard of the guys. I don't know why I'm like so again.
You'll love Cody. Cody is just like the gayest queen you'll ever come across. So he does a ton of like pop rides. Alex is a beast, and he and Tunde did the Beyonce ride together. That's Alex.
Okay, yeah. I haven't done that
yeah.
yet. It's just Beyonce's music. I was like wondering what was going on. Everyone was freaking out about like Beyonce. I was like, is Beyonce a soul cycle?
No, so I thought that it was because they built up like this huge announcement, and I was like, okay, is it just a Beyonce like artist series where they're doing different classes with her music? And that's the way it came across in the announcement. But Beyonce actually partnered with Peloton to provide bikes and different like internship opportunities and memberships and things like that to students at HBCUs.
Oh, amazing.
So it's actually like an incredible partnership. And this, I don't know if she's funding it or like how it's going, but it's basically going to increase the internship opportunities and full-time employment opportunities for students at those schools. So it is really kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
that's huge.
The ride was awesome. Yeah.
That is.
Will they do more? Will they do more Beyonce rides, or is it just? I don't know anything about Peloton, so
yeah. So they do like the live ride or whatever, where I did do the live ride, but then it's available on demand. So like anyone that has a Peloton or the app or whatever can take it. Then I know I think they've 2 other like rides on the bike. They have the treadmill class, they have a yoga class, and it's all just surrounding Beyonce's music. And they also they do artist series all the time. Like they just came out with a Metallica one. So if you like hard rock, like that one's available.
Nice.
But yeah, you're going to be obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I'm really pumped on it. My brother has one at the place that someone is like right outside of my window screaming.
Yeah, and Brittany lives in a really safe area.
Yeah. What the fuck?
There's always people screaming outside, homeless people yelling, right? Everyone's like always
crazy. Like I try not to be like, like not to like poo-poo homeless people, but like this area specifically, a lot of them I think have some like mental health issues because probably 3 out of 7 nights there'll be someone right outside my window just screaming bloody murder. And that of course I'm on Citizen because I just love fucking like making myself miserable. But I got an alert a couple of weeks ago. There was a shooting with like people dead a mile down the street, and the suspect fled on foot. And then no shit, like 3 minutes later, someone is outside my window like, fuck yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like this is the murderer. I was so like sure.
Thank God you're moving.
Yeah. Thank God.
I was outside the next day and letting my dog out, and this girl who's in the building next to mine was out, and I had never really talked to her before, but I was like, hey, like, have you heard this man outside? Because he was out like for a few nights in a row, and I was like, have you heard this man? Oh,
Carlos.
She literally goes, yeah, it's gotten really bad. I've packed an overnight bag, and we'll just have that in case I need to leave in my car in the middle of the night. I'm like, what the fuck? And she's on like a third story requirement. So yeah, it'll be nice to, I think I will only live on a like second story or above unless I have like bars on my window wherever I live. I'm gonna move back to Nebraska and be like, I bars on all of my windows.
Doors unlocked, doors wide open.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I miss about this today.
All right. So, well, we've talked about this, Brittany, but so as you said, your brother Adam Devine is from Workaholics and Pitch Perfect movies, but you were recently featured on Becoming Adam Devine, which is on Disney Plus right now. You are on it. And first off, talk about somebody status. Yeah. Second of all, what was that like?
You are so sweet, but also I fucking hate you for bringing this up. I look like horrendous. We had
Shut up, Brittany. Are you kidding
Oh my God,
me?
have you seen it? It's
Yes,
disgusting.
I watched it.
So the night before, so Becoming is the show on Disney Plus, LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's multiple, like every episode features a different person. Like,
Yeah.
I can look up the people that have done it, but
I think he's the executive producer. Like it was his like show or whatever. And
yeah.
You don't see him. He's not like the host or anything, but is Becoming like whoever these celebrities are. So Adam did it, and they had us all go to Nebraska for a football game because that's like a huge thing in Nebraska. Obviously, you guys know.
Yes, biggest thing ever in Nebraska.
The other thing what's that?
I said the only thing in Nebraska.
It is crazy. Like people will name their children after like Nebraska quarterbacks. What the hell?
Yeah, it's LeBron James. Just so everybody knows, it's LeBron James. And like Julianne Hough has done it. Kobe Calais, Candace Parker, Nick Kroll, Ashley Tisdale, a bunch of people. So
yeah,
Gronk.
We watched his.
It's a good show. It's really well done.
Yeah, and like one thing I also love about Nebraska is just that like no matter what your age, getting blackout drunk is like the norm. Like if you're going out on Saturday night, you are getting fucked up. And
oh yeah, especially at a Nebraska game. Are you kidding me? It's like all bets are off.
Well, so we went there. I think it was like we went there like a Thursday through a Monday or whatever, or like Friday through a Monday, and we went out on that Friday night before the game in Omaha. We were staying in downtown Omaha, and they like did like scenes where Adam like went back to his high school and like talked to his drama teacher, and he was in a really bad accident. He was hit by a cement truck when he was going into sixth grade. Like, yeah, it was insane. But so they had like all of these scenes that or like all of these shots that they wanted to get in Omaha. So we all stayed in Omaha the night before, and then we're like the production like vanned us to Lincoln the next morning. Well, my drunk ass, like everyone else fucking leaves at 11 o'clock or whatever time. I have like friends there still, so I'm like, I'm gonna stay out. It's okay. Like I'll wake up, like whatever. This is the only time I've ever done this. I've used it as an excuse so many times that like my phone dropped behind my bed or like my phone turned off in the middle of the night. My phone legitimately dropped underneath the bed in the hotel room. I had set my alarm. I couldn't hear it because it was like underneath like just this vortex of a bed. I don't even know what it was made out of. Woke up to like I was supposed to be at the shuttle at like whatever 8:30. I woke up, it was like 8:20. So I was like, holy shit. And we were being filmed the entire day. So I was like, I have to look good if I'm going to be on camera. Well, there was no time for that. So I get in the shower, just like wash my face. I'm like, I'll put my makeup on in the car. My hair was kind of okay from the night before, but I was just like, I'm reeking of booze. So I need to at least shower my body. I had like washed my face with one of their washcloths. I don't know if like I had an allergic reaction or whatever. My eye blew up like fucking Sloth from the Goonies. Like it was so bad. It was out of control. I had to wear my sunglasses the entire time we were shooting. I couldn't take them off because my eye was just like.
Oh no!
No.
But then we that was fine. The next day it like subsided, but we of course partied all day and all night again, and we're still hungover. And we had to do our interviews for the show, basically where they like rented out this house that wasn't my parents because my parents don't live there anymore, but it was like this looks like a homey home that
it was very rustic and nice.
Yeah. But there's not enough signage. My mom was losing her shit.
Oh, totally not enough signage for Penny.
She brought some sign. Love you, Mom. No, but yeah, then the next day, of course, I was hungover again. My eye had like finally calmed down a little bit, but it was still kind of looking crazy.
Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then of course they're so good at their job because they were like, "How did you feel when you saw your brother crushed from the waist down, like blood gushing?" I mean, it wasn't that like crazy, but it was just I'm hungover, I'm emotional, like. So I was just a blubbering from the beginning. Nobody watch it, actually.
No, everybody go watch it. It's really good, and you do a great job. I'm not just saying that. You do a really good job, and your whole family it's really well done. Just the production value and everything. So Brittany, now it's time for the mom question. Annie and I love our moms a lot, and for these somebody sessions, we thought it would be fun to ask one of them to submit a question to ask our somebodies. However, in a twist, today's mom question comes from Brittany's mom, the one and only Penny Devine.
Oh my God, she was probably tickled pink that you reached out.
Oh my gosh, I reached out to her. We are Facebook friends. I could not be more honored that she is my Facebook friend. But so she wanted us.
I mean, she's
she wanted to ask us. Penny asks, actually, have you ever been brought home by police in handcuffs?
Yeah, I think she knows the answer to this.
Well, you have to elaborate now. I mean, you can.
Yeah, my poor parents. I was a piece of shit kid. I was just like, I was never doing the really bad stuff, but I was hanging out with everybody who were doing like the really bad stuff. So like,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I was drinking, smoking weed, but
not the really hard stuff.
Yeah. But one time I was 16 years old driving. So my Penny Devine was like the most trusting mother of all. I don't know if she was just like, I can't handle this. I just have to trust them, because if I don't, then I'm going to go crazy. But she never made me call, like when I would stay the night at friends' houses in high school. She'd be like, okay, you're staying the night at whoever's house tonight. Okay, cool. Like, you're 16, you'll drive yourself home in the morning, whatever. Well, anyways, I was staying the night at my friend Nicole's house, hey Nicole. And for whatever reason that night, she was like, you need to call me when you get back to Nicole's house at midnight, because that was my curfew or whatever. Well, Nicole's mom wasn't home, and like, I don't think Nicole really had a curfew. And so we go home. I call my mom from Nicole's teen line, and I'm like, I'm home. I'm fucking wasted. We had just gone to a party, like down
the teen line killed me.
I called from the teen line because in case she called back, she's not getting her mom when she gets home. But anyways, after I call her from the teen line, I'm like, hey, we're here. Nicole's like, let's go get Taco Bell or whatever. I'm like, okay. Taco Bell in Millard was like the spot for the Millard kids to hang out. For anybody,
that was at Westside too.
Really? Yeah.
Taco Bell was that was like, we hung out at Taco Bell.
That was the spot. But anyway, so we go to Taco Bell. My car was a hand-me-down from my brother, who like just beat the shit out of it. And then my dad thought he was a mechanic and got under there and just like ripped shit out, and you could hear my car coming from a mile away. And so when we get to Taco Bell, I have to turn my car off to order, because you can't hear me talking over my fucking car to the drive-thru person. Anyways, these girls in a car behind us and a Camaro behind us are like, fuck you bitches, hurry the fuck up, we want our chicken quesadilla, or like whatever they were saying. And my friend Nicole at the time was like, she was a firecracker. She was like, oh, hell fucking no. Turn around. We get our whatever we ordered, nacho cheese chalupa and cheesy gordita crunch. And like our extra large mellow yellows or whatever they were at the time.
Baja Blast for sure.
Yeah. And so I pull around and like, we're gonna chase this Camaro. My foot got hot like when I would go over 25 miles an hour in my car, so I'm not chasing this Camaro. Like, but anyway, so like, I thought it would be fun if we like fucked with these girls back, because they were bitches. So they drive off. I start chasing after them. My friend starts throwing her Taco Bell at their car. We start driving further and further and further away. I was on this highway 370 or highway 350 or
370, I think.
Yeah. It's like the worst county. Like, I lived in Douglas County. Sarpy County was like just awful. They would yeah. But anyway, so I didn't realize that this was Sarpy County. And so I'm chasing these girls, whatever. We're having a good time. My friend's like leaning out my car window, throwing shit at them. I run off the road, pop my tire, pull off onto the side of the road. My parents were leaving to go out of town the next day. And so I didn't want to call them to like come get me because I had popped my tire, because they wouldn't like leave the next day. Cause it'd be like, we got to get your tire fixed, whatever. So I was like, call your sister. Just then, we're like sitting ducks. This cop pulls up and I was like, like they're just like, they think that we popped a tire, whatever. I go to my friend, watch this. Like, you fucking little asshole. He pulls up behind us. I start to get out of my car. He's like, get back in your vehicle. Get back in your vehicle. So I'm like, oh shit. Oh God, whatever. I'm like, okay, be cool. And he's like, license and registration, where are you coming from, all that, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, we're just coming from a friend's house, like whatever. He's like, that's interesting because we got a complaint of a high-speed chase with the car like matching this description. Immediately, I was like, they were chasing us, officer. Like, no, like, come on. So he had me do all the field sobriety tests. Wouldn't tell me, had me blow into the breathalyzer. Wouldn't tell me what I blew. And he's like, all right, well, we got to go to the station because, I need to like breathalyze you there. I was like, oh, we're going downtown. Like, this will be a good 30-minute drive for me to like kind of sober up. I wasn't even that drunk at the time. We drove for like a minute because the Sarpy County Jail was right down. And I was chasing these girls down. I had no idea. I get there. I blew a .079, the legal limit, and there wasn't a zero tolerance law. So like minors as adults. Yeah. I blew a .079. The legal limit was a .08. So to like make a point out of it, they had 2 squad cars take me home in handcuffs. And I was just fucking pissed at that time because I was like, I'm not having a party at my parents' house because they're not going out of town because this is fucking bullshit, just being typical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember sitting in the back of that squad car, like my dad answered the door, just like Dennis Devine. Penny Devine is the sweetest woman. Dennis Devine is the coolest, nicest man. But if you piss him off, like, it is terrifying. You never he's never hit us or like anything, but like his voice, you're just like, oh shit.
Dennis Devine is like an award-winning name.
Yeah. An award-winning badass. He's bald. Like, I'll have to freaking show you some pictures of him.
I was looking at pictures of your parent, like creepy. But I was looking for pictures that you had posted, and like the pictures of your parents. It's so crazy how both you and Adam are like such mixes of the two. Like I can't. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, that really like you're like Brittani really looks like Dennis in this photo, or like, whoa, Brittani really looks like Penny. It's like it doesn't. It's crazy how mixed you guys are. Yeah,
I mean, looking at my brother and my dad when they were younger, I think they look a lot alike. I think I got
he looks like your mom too, kind of like he's got something like he's got. I feel like he looks like your mom kind of too, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's weird. Genetics are weird.
Is it just the two of you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 3 years older than me. So.
Well, thank you. That was a phenomenal story. Thank you, Penny Devine. Thank you, Penny Devine.
What did you prompt her with? I need to know.
I said that we do. I said we have a segment in these somebody sessions where we ask our moms. Usually, we ask one of our moms questions to ask because my mom's like both of our moms are like super inquisitive and like want to know. And so that's how Brittani. That's how Annie and I know each other really well, is because our moms were really good friends. So then.
We were in AFI at Nebraska together in college.
Yeah, so they were in college together, and Annie and I have known each other for since we were little,
our whole lives.
Yeah, and so we always incorporate them into the podcast. And so I just told your mom basically that I was like, listen, we do this thing called the mom question, but we thought it'd be really fun if you asked a question or prompted basically, she knows all the answers to these questions, but I said if you could prompt us with a question to ask Brittani, that it would like create a fun story, and she delivered.
Yes, she did. Did she deliver? That's amazing that she would like want that story to get out. I mean, like workaholics and like Adam stuff. Like she's seen it all, so she's. Yeah.
Well, she also, it was kind of funny because she was like messaging me back and she's like, let me think about it, Bryce, and I'll get back to you. And it was literally like 5 minutes later, she was like, ask her if she's ever been taken home in a car with handcuffs. Like, it was so fast.
I bet there was a collab with Dennis.
I hope so. Well, so to end our somebody sessions, we ask everyone the same 3 questions just to end it. So I'm going to let Annie take it away.
Yes, and these are a little bit rapid fire, so if you
don't
need
have
a
to think
second
too much.
that's fine. Yeah, but you don't have to think too much. The first one is, what is your favorite hard seltzer?
Ashland.
Oh yeah.
You guys have.
I haven't tried that yet, and I need to.
Well, and you said, I think did I tell you about that, Annie? Because you guys were saying how, isn't it like there's no sugar or there's no added sugar in Ashland, so you don't get hungover?
Yeah, no added sugar. It's 99 calories instead of 100.
Ooh, game changer.
But also, it actually does taste delicious. And I got turned on to it because Adam, is an investor. But I really like it. I like it more than my second choice would be White Claw. And then third choice would be Press. And I've never found them here, but they had them in the Ozarks. If you ever come across Press, like cardamom something, delicious.
Excellent.
Would
I
you
like
say
that. I gotta try
divine. Would you say they're divine?
They are divine. Yes.
Oh my God. Bray. Okay, number 2. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best piece of so I'm notorious for quitting things like pretty quickly after I start them. I've had literally like 45 jobs since I've been like 16 years old, like 15 years old. I think the best piece of advice was probably from my parents, who were like just sick and tired of me being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Or like, just wait, give it like 6 months and wait, because your situation will change. And then it did. And yeah. So just, if you're ever looking to make like a huge decision, or like you want to quit something because it's hard or you don't like it, just wait however long it makes sense to wait for, and see if the situation changes. But don't be so quick to quit shit, I guess. Hence why I'm for 10 years.
Yeah. The last one is, what do you think you're an expert of?
Oh, what am I an expert of? I think I'm an expert of, I'm pretty good at, like, I think I'm an empath, so I can feel like when people like feel awkward or weird or whatever, and like at a party, or I haven't been to a party in a long time with COVID, but I think I'm good at reading people's like emotions and like trying to make people feel good and involved and all of that. So
that's a skill, and one that I lack pretty severely.
Oh, I don't know about that. I felt welcomed, and
well, that's because I like you. And no, yeah. I'm kidding. I think I read people very well, but I'm very sarcastic, so it doesn't always fall and like settle very well with a lot of people.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sarcastic too, but if I know my sarcasm might not land on like someone who's like freaking out about being in a situation, I might like bite my tongue a little bit. But with my friends who I'm like, I don't care how you're feeling. I'll say whatever I want.
Oh my gosh. Well, Brittani, thank you so much for coming on. This was so much fun. I mean, we were, all we did was laugh. I feel like that was so much fun. So you can and should follow Brittani on Instagram at Brittani Divine. And where can all of these non-asshole men find you?
Ooh, 4029. No.
I love that you have a 402 number.
You can find me in the Ozarks until the end of December.
Woo! All right.
Well, thank you for having me on, guys. This was so much fun.
Thank you for coming. Annie, do you want to do you do the thing? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, no, I will. Sorry, my computer is so delayed from you guys, so I'm like just now catching up. But yes, I will do the little thing. If you guys are not following us yet, please follow us on Instagram at nobodyspod, at Annie_Wilk, and at Bryce Advice. It's the same on TikTok. Twitter is at nobody'sthepod. Same for our personals. And you can always email us at noexpertallopinion@gmail.com.
Thanks, guys.
Brittany, thank you for coming on. It was so nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh. We're all going to hang out once this hell ends because it was really fun. Thanks, guys. We hope you have an amazing weekend.
Yes.
Awesome.
Annie's so delayed. Annie's so delayed.
Only a mediocre week. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.